This is a year too late, and it is honestly a damn shame that it took a mass exodus of players to this insane scale to finally cause the ripcord to be pulled. It really is a goddamn shame. This was feedback, for the record, given way before Shadowlands was even launched by the players. This was feedback very vocally given back. And here we are. World of Warcraft has officially pulled the ripcord, and this is exactly why I say that competition in the gaming space is so important. And you should never simp for a company, you should never simp for a game. You can be a fan of something, you can enjoy it, and I definitely am someone who enjoys Final Fantasy XIV, but if the tide ever turned where I felt really neglected or unwanted as a player, unfortunately I would have to leave. So you should never do that, and this competition between games, honestly, in my vision, is exactly why I say competition is important. This ripcord being pulled is the exact reason why. I obviously can't confirm it's because of the mass exodus to Final Fantasy XIV. I'm not a Blizzard executive, nor am I a serious World of Warcraft player. I really played it just for fun, and plus Name It, my boyfriend, was a healing raid officer doing mythic raids, and I've seen mythic raiding, but I am still so new to it that I feel awkward talking about this. But as someone who did go and did try Shadowlands, and I honestly killed my WoW series because honestly I just didn't have fun and I didn't want to put that negativity on my channel, but I do still get, at this time, even this week, nostalgia pains to play my Druid Worgen, and it really does go a long way to perk my curiosity towards the game again seeing this news. So players playing Final Fantasy XIV or have never played World of Warcraft will wonder what exactly does pulling the ripcord mean. It's become the catchphrase of the community of being able to swap any covenant that you want at any time without any major penalty, like a weak penalty being imposed on you or losing renown or whatever nonsense. System Lands was based on many systems which included a unique covenant ability that could include something like character mobility, like Night Fae, or a shield if you were Necrolord. This would be available for all classes regardless if you're priest, warrior, you'd get this one ability for your covenant. On top of that though, you got another covenant ability that was tied to your particular class, like a Venthyr Priest would get a powerful damage cooldown that turned the next portion of damage that particular target dealt into healing from an opponent. Or if you did it on a healer, it would turn the next part of healing into self-damage or damage on something else. It was really good, and I loved playing my priest, my disc priest. It was so fun. Or alternatively, if you were a priest and you went Night Fae, then you could give buffs to reduce damage taken or lower powerful DPS cooldowns. I also tried this on Holy Priest. And likewise, you can already guess why I was very bitter because I couldn't just swap. I want to play a Holy Priest and do this, but I want to do a disc priest. You see, I swap characters like crazy. If you've seen my raid footage, you have seen me play literally fucking everything in 14. So this drove me absolutely insane, even on priest. We are not even talking about druid. But on top of those abilities, you also had individual skill trees tied specifically to like 3 different characters from each covenant, and these are called the conduit system. And this was really used to be tied to something called conduit energy that they're looking at taking away. And conduit energy, how to describe it? I'm gonna be blunt. It was like a cheap mobile game with daily allowance of 1 conduit energy per day, which meant that you had to struggle to change around conduits. You had to literally wait. If you messed up your conduits one day, or you need to change between, like, let's say Venthyr had General Draven, that was a really strong conduit. I used General Draven a lot on my priest. If I wanted to change between General Draven from Disc to Holy, oh my god, that was gonna cost me something. And so likewise, these barriers to just play what I fucking want to play was so bad. And see, that is also horrible feeling to instill in a player. Horrible. Like, why are you penalizing me because I don't want to just play disc? That sucked. Leave that in your mobile trash games that I'll never play. Don't put that in my games that I actually want to play, please. And actually, as someone who plays Druid, as someone who has literally had custom art of my Druid made, because oh my god guys, I love Druid, it is literally my favorite healer in all games. It was so frustrating, the conduit energy system, because I would, or like the covenant system in general, because what you would want on a guardian tank druid would be very different than a restoration healer druid, which would be very different than a magic range DPS balanced druid, which would be very different than a melee physical DPS feral druid. And one of the reasons why I even picked druid in the first place on my Worgen and mained it was because I wanted to experience all aspects of the game, and that was absolutely dumpstered because of these systems, and I'm so glad that these systems are gonna go. Which now we can say ding dong, the garbage systems are bad. I'm trying to not curse. For the record, that's like a happy curse. But this is why whenever I talk about competition being healthy, this is one of those things. This is why it's healthy. When I look at it as unbiased as I can, many of these game design decisions I feel are heavily skewed towards metrics that don't actually weigh in player fun. I feel like a lot of the devs aren't actually like players. I feel like a lot of them are very, very talented people in their fields, but that they are just applying metrics basically like a hammer to whatever they're seeing, and they're following the metrics so tightly that they just don't understand the greater thing. They don't understand the context they're in. After all, how do you really quantify fun? How do you really explain fun? And psychologists and philosophers have been trying to do that for a long time, and I think that it's really hard to really explain, oh, blah, 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 we can do a neurochemical thing. Yeah, that doesn't really explain what fun actually is.
Oxytocin, serotonin, the dopamine trip,
But if you can quantify fun, I'm sure that you could get like a PhD in psychology if you could actually truly quantify it, because psychologists and the field in general would love to know, as someone who has taken psychometrics and studied artificial intelligence, both of those fields, that is a hell of a task, and a lot of people would be interested, I can tell you that. Instead, it's much easier to measure objectively how many logins did they do. That's a quantitative value you can take. Or are they logging in daily, multiple times a day? To maybe check their Covenant Hall recruits table that they sent out. How many daily quests are they doing? What's the average amount of Stingia, intentional, or anima that someone obtained? How many floors of Torghast does the average player get to, and how long do they spend in there? All of this is super easy to quantify, and like, I'm not being like tongue-in-cheek, that is truly child's play in the data mining world. It's literally basic math. What I think is a lot of people who don't necessarily understand what gaming and fun is take this data from tools that are really good at what they do. I'm not saying that they're bad tools, but they take this tool and use it like a hammer against everything they see. A hammer is really good in some situations. It's an essential tool, but it's like you give a child a toy hammer and then they take that hammer and swing it against everything. It's like when you see a child try to put a square into a circle slot in like those shape tables, or like the hammer might, how to say it? Let's take you have a screw. That hammer might get the job done with a screw. You can hammer in a screw into a wall. Absolutely. You can hammer that into a 4x4, no problem. But you have now completely defeated the entire point of the screw, and what the hell are you doing? Honestly, this same argument has been very much applied in the science world, and especially in clinical world, where it's just like we have the deeply flawed body mass index. BMI is inherently a very, very criticized thing, because if you compare my BMI, I'm going to be naturally a little bit higher on the scale, but that's not because I'm necessarily a fat person. I am fat right now because thank you 2020 for delivering this to me. Back to the gym suit, trust me. But my shoulder span is like double what an average person's shoulder span is. So it's like when you compare me to like someone else who is 6'2", it's just like I am going to always be heavier than you. Like if you have a more petite build, that is. Or take IQ tests, which has been a hotly debated by clinical psychologists topic and psychiatrists for a very, very long time now, which has questionable applicability even when given in a clinical setting. IQ is still hotly debated if it's actually valid or not. That being said, I feel like these game design metrics go right up in there with useful tools that can be somewhat informative and provide a guideline. Absolutely, I'm not saying that it should not be used. It should be used. But when applied like a hammer to every problem, that results in these kinds of problems. It results in, oh my god, players are having so much fun with conduit energy, they're logging in all the time. No one likes conduit energy. And who liked conduit energy? I am glad it's being thrown into the fire of hell. Like, what? Who's having fun with making Covenant swaps painful? Ah, right, so I can continue to be a suboptimal Covenant with suboptimal Covenant abilities and suboptimal conduits, even though I need a different conduit if I play a Guardian Tank Druid, Restoration Healer Druid, Boomkin Range DPS Druid, or a Feral Druid melee physical DPS. Like, not even mentioning the fear of trying different things, because you're gonna be punished if you try something new and it doesn't really work out. You're gonna be locked out of that one. Good riddance, burn the system to the ground, and please, please, for the love of God and all of your player base, put down that hammer, please, please only use it for nails, not screws. And I'm just really sad, genuinely, that it took all of the problems in this mass exodus to finally cause the ripcord to being pulled. This should not have been a thing.